All 4 teams that are left at this stage of the competition are extremely dangerous. I think all of them have great belief in themselves and in the fact that anyone can go on to win it. I think from our point of view, we're concentrating on our strengths, and that we don't have the fear factor going in to play any team, and that we are a team that can go on. We've topped the league. We've had a very successful league campaign, so we're viewing this as another day where we can go on and win some silverware. At the start of the season, you recognise that you could end up top of the league, but you still go into playoff situation. So we're fully prepared for that. The league part of it is over, and it's now cup final rugby. So we're preparing for that like we always have done. And so no, we're not considering losing. I don't think we're taking anything from a history point of view. History has changed an awful lot this season from what we've gone before. But I think we're just taking this as a single game, and it's a stepping stone to winning a trophy that we've wanted to win from the start of the season. So we're being very specific about this week, taking our focus on it, and just looking to beat the Ospreys on Saturday. I think they're very fast across the line from a scrummaging point of view, and they have a lot of strength. But I think equally we have a lot of strength, and when our minds are right, I think our scrum is a force to be reckoned with.
Do they bend the laws at all in the front row?
Well, I think the laws at the minute are a bit up in the air anyway, so it's kind of down to referees' interpretation. But yeah, absolutely, I think at times, like everyone, they'll try and get a bit of an angle here and there where they can. That's something that you can't allow the referee just to deal with on your own. We have to combat that ourselves, and we'll look to do so at the weekend. Obviously, when you're on the back foot in a scrum, it's very mentally challenging. So you have to kind of get your head around that. But equally, we do a lot of work. Paul McCarthy, he's an excellent scrum coach and has done a lot of work with us. And I think we've come on leaps and bounds in our training preparation. That coupled with a stronger mentality of becoming a dominant force up front in the scrum, I think leads to massive improvements. The line-out against the Harlequins was tricky. I mean, our set-piece, generally, line-out and scrum has improved immensely throughout the season. I think a few technical things in the line-out itself, coupled with a bit of throwing, led to a few bad line-outs where we turned over the ball. So, yeah, it is an area we've improved on. And it is an area we want to be strong at on Saturday, because set-piece is where the game will be won. Saturday evening, both line out and scrum. We've seen what happens us when we don't turn up mentally. So we're having a strong focus this week of being extremely prepared mentally and physically for the weekend and the challenges that the Ospreys will bring. So absolutely, I think we're 100% focused on the weekend.
How do you gauge when the dressing room is focused? I mean, are guys banging their heads off walls, or what is it?
It's not really. I think it's just a feeling, and it's an atmosphere that's created, and you just know. Very hard to describe, but when you're in a huddle and you're discussing something at training, you know whether players are focused or not. And the Magners League is something we set out to win at the start of the season, and it's something we're very close to. And I think there's a good air and buzz around the players and management this week, because we're close to it. We have a few obstacles in our way, and we're focused on getting them out. Munster are not in crisis. It's not an ageing team. We have some excellent players. We've used 52 players out of the entire squad for the Magners League this year. There's excellent players coming up through the ranks. We have had a few bad days and a few days where players haven't been focused, but Munster are not in crisis, and we hope to go on and prove that in the next few weeks. I think the loss to Harlequins was, it was very upsetting for us as players and as a squad, but equally I can imagine it's extremely hurtful for supporters to, especially in this economic climate, forking out money and witnessing a day where we never showed up. But our focus is to win in the next few weeks and to draw. The Munster supporters are extremely loyal, very supportive, and I think that they will be coming back.